welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley, and as you can tell, we are going to finally tackle my messy garage that you see back here. It has been this way, I'm gonna be honest with you all, since the day that we moved in. We brought everything that didn't need to go inside. We brought it all out here, and you'll probably hear my air condition since we're out here in the garage. But it's time for us to tackle it. We've been here going on 3.5, almost 4 years. And like I said, it's looked this way ever since then. So it's time for us to take care of it. I would like to, we have big plans for it. We have plans to have a workout area. We have an elliptical, and we also have this bob that's still in the box that my husband got me for Mother's Day that I had been wanting for a long time. So we need to get that set up. We also would like to have all of this station here for my husband to be able to do his woodworking. He has everything he needs to do it, just no space whatsoever. So we do need to take care of that. And then we also want to have a spot to organize on this side. I'll have to show you in a minute, where we want to organize all of our seasonal totes and all of that. And again, it's time for us to tackle it. But before we do get started, I did want to share a few tips with you all, because decluttering is not easy. And that'll lead me to my tip number 1, and that is to prepare yourself mentally. And I know this may sound silly to prepare yourself mentally because you're going to declutter, but decluttering is a big thing. You are letting go of things that were either given to you or things that you have held on to for so many years because they have, you know, sentimental value or whatever the case may be. I know for me, my biggest issue is I always have plans of selling it. I have things that I feel like I spent money on and I shouldn't be giving it away because I spent all this money on it. I'd rather just sell it. You know, that's what goes through my head. But then that's why all of this happens, because I've held on to it for so many years thinking eventually we'll have a yard sale, I'll post it online, but I don't ever do that. So today I am going to be getting rid of a lot of stuff, just donating it, giving it to people that need those items, and instead of holding on to it, I think I'll be focusing more on just selling like my clothing items, and I can post that like on Poshmark or something. But as far as other items that's not clothing, I think I'm just gonna donate it and give it away. I am so ready to have a clutter-free home and garage space so we can actually utilize this garage and not have it as just a dumping ground for things that we probably are not ever going to use again. So make sure that you are mentally preparing for this decluttering, for the decluttering day, the big day that it comes. Make sure that you are mentally preparing so that you are able to part with those items easier versus just going and starting the decluttering, not preparing yourself, and then you are crying over things that you don't want to get rid of that you probably know you should get rid of. Tip number 2 is going to be to start with a game plan. Now, this can be either the day before, or you can do this, you know, days leading up to the decluttering. But my husband and I last night came outside and we did a little walkthrough of the whole garage space, just talking about what we wanted to keep, what we wanted to donate, what we wanted to sell. And then we just kind of the bigger items is what we decided on, what we could keep. Also, I did have my mom, I asked my mom to come over so she could watch my kids. We did try to do a decluttering actually a few months ago. We tried doing a decluttering of the garage. It was not successful. We had the kids out here. We couldn't keep them inside. Obviously, they're too young to stay inside by themselves. So we had the playpen out. We had my toddler running around, and I think we spent more time chasing them around than actually getting to the garage. So it was not successful. That is part of your game plan if you have younger kids like we do, making sure that you have someone to watch them for you. So my mom's coming over, she'll stay inside of the house with the kids while my husband and I focus on the garage. And also make sure that you set aside time to do it. Don't just set aside 1 hour and that's it. Obviously, if that's all you have, perfect. But if you have the ability to set aside 2-3 hours to just knock it out, do that. So for us, my mom's watching them for 2-3 hours, and we're just gonna go non-stop on this garage. and just trying to get as much as we can do in 2 to 3 hours. So tip number 3, and my final tip for this video, is to have a place for everything while you are decluttering. So once we start decluttering, my mom's on her way now and we're about to get started. We're going to open the garage. We'll have our truck parked there with the bed ready to load everything. We cleared out the bed and have it ready, and everything that we're going to donate is going to go directly onto the bed of the truck. If it's a larger item, we'll have it next to the truck so we know how to stack everything. Everything that we're going to keep is going to probably go on this side, so we'll move outside of the garage. Obviously we will move like the elliptical, the bob, and maybe tables, chairs, stuff that we are going to keep. Bikes we'll take out on this end, and then everything that we're going to sell or throw away, actually everything we'll throw away, we'll have by the garbage bin, which is on the outside over there. We can just take it directly to the trash. And then as far as selling, like I said, most of the things we're going to sell is just going to be clothing, so we won't really have a large area. I'll probably keep it over here where our washer and dryers are at. And that's about it. Those are my 3 tips to help you if you have a very overwhelming space like this to declutter. I will say I came out last night when we were doing our walkthrough and doing the game plan and all for what we are going to do, and I was very overwhelmed already. I could already start to feel the emotions coming through, not wanting to get rid of things. I was seeing things and thinking, oh my goodness, I just want to keep this, or I could really sell this or something. But I'm not going to do that. I prepared myself mentally. We have a game plan, and now we're going to set up stations and all. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this. You are probably going to see me standing on a few things, over a few things, and just mentally telling myself, I can get rid of this, I can get rid of this. So if you are doing the same thing, don't worry about it. I am going to also be probably crying over a few things, and that's normal. So let's go ahead and just jump right into decluttering our messy garage.
Doing what we need to do, staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you.
I promise you we had a method to our madness. Like I mentioned, you want to have a game plan before even starting any sort of decluttering project. And I also forgot to mention, as one of the tips, that you want to start with all of the trash. You will be surprised with how much trash you can get rid of and how much of a difference it makes once you get rid of all that trash, especially in a project like this, like a garage or even a kitchen. Not so much like a closet, because I don't typically have a lot of trash in my closet, but when you are doing something like this, like a garage declutter, you want to make sure that you are throwing out the trash first so that it's not so overwhelming. It's not going to make a huge difference, but it will make a bit of a difference. So we took care of that first. We had a few boxes that we had been saving for Costco, but we figured we'll just get new boxes if we need to, instead of having those big old boxes taking up room inside of our garage. So we're going to try to tackle as much as we can right now, and hopefully we're able to get it done. We only had about 2 to 3 hours to work on it, so let's see how much we can get done within that time.
Doing what we need to do, staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you.
My husband got me this Body Opponent bag for Mother's Day. I had been wanting it for a long time, and as you can tell, it's still in the box since Mother's Day. Watch closely when my husband tries taking it out of the box.
Stay put in my shirt.
I felt so bad, but I'm so glad that it was just his shirt and not his skin. There were a few boxes that I had not looked through at all since I had moved in with my husband, and I knew I was going to find some stuff. I found a picture of me when I was in high school, so I thought I would share that with you all. Let me know if you find stuff when you are decluttering that you have not seen in years, and do you end up keeping those things or do you end up just throwing them away? I kept that picture because it's probably one of the few that I have of me in high school, but there are a lot of things that I had to just go ahead and part with, and you will see that in a little bit. Quick question, how old was your toddler when you all transitioned them to a toddler bed? It makes me so sad because my toddler is out of her crib already. That is the brown crib that you see there. She's into her toddler bed. It's been about 2 weeks now, and she's done so well with the transition. She was definitely ready and she was very excited. We've had 0 issues transitioning her to that toddler bed. It just makes me very, very sad that she's getting older. I'm sure you all can relate with those of you that have toddlers. And check out this pillow that I found. Do y'all think I should keep it or not? I ended up donating it, just spoiler, but I did want to keep it. I thought it was a pretty fun pillow, but it was dirty and old already, so I just went ahead and donated that pillow. This was one of those moments that we were discussing whether we should keep that DVD. We used it for DVDs, that shelf, but it has been in the family for a long time, in my husband's family, but we did decide to part with it. We have not used it in a few years, so we did decide to part with it, as well as the crib. A lot of you are probably wondering why we are not keeping the crib for my infant, and if you saw me on the phone just a minute ago, I was asking our family member that donated the bed to us if it was okay that we donated the bed, the crib, but it doesn't fit in our room right now. At the moment, we have our toddler and our infant. Just lack of space. We have them in the room with us, so we have to get rid of that crib until we have more room that we can go ahead and invest into another crib, and probably end up getting a crib that transitions into a toddler bed. And my husband, being the goofball that he is, wanted to show you this kangaroo sack that was gifted to him by his friend. That's actually from a kangaroo. So you and me are moving. Make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing as one. You and me are moving. Make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing as one. 'Cause we're dancing as one. If y'all don't know, we live in South Texas where the weather is 9,000 degrees every single day. But no joke, it was very hot on this day. I was sweating up a storm, and I think I got a little too hot because I started to feel a little bit weak. So I did take a little bit of a break, and my husband did record me taking a break while he continued to organize the shelf that you see in the back. I was a little scared for him to find some stuff there because this is where I have my stash of things that I've purchased, like at the dollar spot, the Target dollar spot, or even from like IKEA. I've purchased a few things he wasn't aware of, and I hid them there. I'm sure that you all know what I'm talking about. I cannot be the only wife that does that. But they're just things that eventually I will slowly pull out, and he thinks, oh, these are nice, this is nice or whatever. And it's something that I had bought, 2-3 months ago. So let me know if you do the same thing. I know for a fact that I'm not the only one that does this. All right, what is up with my husband not telling me that my shorts are dirty? Either he does not look in that area or he just did not feel like telling me. Let's just go with the latter on that one.
like nothing could stop us. Sunsets, remember the colors. They were wrong, it was way more than.
And this is when he notices the shorts.
We climbed up, yeah, over the hillside. So right, we stood there all wide-eyed, you and I.
Guys, I was so proud of myself during this declutter. I honestly thought it was going to be a lot harder, but honestly, I did not have a lot of personal items out here in the garage. I decided that I was going to consolidate everything that I own into that one tote that you see there. I did have like 3 or 4 boxes that I needed to go through, and I did end up giving and just throwing a lot of knickknacks that I ended up keeping along the years that really and truly they needed to go in the trash. But I was able to consolidate a lot of that, and I ended up just keeping one tote of all of my personal items. So yay! I really need to look through those bins that you see on the left side on the blue cart. A lot of that is just clothes from both daughters when they were newborn. I think it's like newborn to 3 months, and I really need to look through them. There are a few good pieces in there that I might end up selling on Poshmark, but other than that, once I look through them, I know that there's going to be a lot of clothes that I will be decluttering and donating. I really wish that I knew someone, like a family member, something close, or someone close by that I could donate those clothes to, but really no one in our family is currently pregnant, or I really don't know of another newborn baby that could use those clothes. So if I'm not able to sell all the pieces or sell the newer pieces, then I'll probably just end up donating them to a family in need. This is the part where I mentioned I was having a lot of trouble letting go of something, and that is my cleats, guys. If you are curious, I did play softball for 8 years. I was a pitcher, and I did go off to coach, as well as I was a pitching coach, and I did have my own softball team after high school. So it was very nice, but I knew that I was not going to use them again. I had to be honest with myself. They didn't even fit me anymore. I think it was just more of the memory, wanting to hold on to them. But I'm hoping that they go on to someone else that's actually going to use them, because it was so difficult letting go of them.
Once you've seen all the things, all the places, I hope it means that you'll come home to me. Once you've traveled the world, all the spaces inside your heart, I hope I'll be your end destination. I hope I'll be your life-changing sensation. I hope I'll be something that you won't let go. I'll be your.
So we called our local Goodwill, and apparently they do not take baby cribs, which I'm wondering if it's just our local Goodwill. Let me know if your Goodwill does sell cribs, because I'm almost positive that I have seen a few that do have baby cribs. But anyway, they weren't going to take the crib, so we did end up storing it in that section, so that if we do find someone that ends up needing the baby crib, we can go ahead and give it to them. And I do not know how in the world this spot got so bad with lint. Obviously we take it out, and one of us started it. I'm not gonna say names. I actually think it was me, guys. But I think I started putting the lint there in those pink mason jars, and eventually everyone was following my lead. So I did talk to my family. We are going to find a spot, which is the trash can, obviously, but I'm thinking of getting like a little trash can and leaving it out there so we can put it in there. But we are finally finishing up. I just needed to sweep, and we are going to be done with this garage. Yay!
Changing sensation. I hope I'll be something that you won't let go. I'll be your high when you fall down low. I hope I'll be your end destination.
Okay, we are finally done. As you can tell, we're looking a little bit rough, both of us. We've been out here, let's see, 2 hours, going on 2 hours and 20 minutes, and we were able to get it all done. Actually, we do have a few spots, but we weren't really focusing on like organizing. It was more decluttering and getting rid of trash and just trying to get things out of the middle area. Like I mentioned earlier, I wanted a spot for working out and a spot for my husband to do his woodworking and stuff. So we do have a few spots that I'll show in a minute that we did not get to, and that's okay. So we did get like the main area back here, which I'll show you in a minute, and it looks a lot better. What do you think?
A lot better. A lot more room.
A lot more room. A few takeaways: make sure that you throw the trash away. Actually, that you move your trash bins forward, because on Thursday I did not move the trash bin forward, the trash can. I forgot, so they didn't take the trash and we didn't have enough room. So we do have a few boxes and stuff, a mattress that we want to get rid of, and a few other things that we weren't able to throw away. We'll have to do that Monday. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and show you what the garage looks like now. And anything, what were your takeaways?
Don't let it get this bad in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. I mentioned to them that we had it like this since we first moved in. We tried doing it here and there, but we just never really got to it. I don't think we've ever been able to clear it as much as we did today, right?
No.
So we are gonna try our best to not let it get like this. But yeah, let's go ahead and show you what it looks like now. I am so pleased with how this garage turned out. We actually have a shelf that is functional instead of just things that were crammed on there. But now we can have a space for what we were needing. We are getting rid of the TV, the crib, and the washer, and a few other things there. So there will be more room eventually. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope that this gave you the motivation to declutter your garage if it's just as bad or not as bad as our garage. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love to have you join my YouTube family, so please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in my next decluttering video. Bye!